Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rockstar. So I did this I think once before, and I figure, if I'm going to comment on songs, and I say to you guys always, I'm not like a pro, I'm not, I just like music, so when I say I like stuff, it's take it for what it's worth, which is really not a lot, but we all should have opinions, and we should all like what we like. So I thought it might be a good idea to bust out another track that I wrote, and then you guys can maybe see where I'm coming from with some of my stuff, what I talk about. So years ago, I wrote a song for Darius Rucker. When I say I wrote the lyrics. And the music's written by Dean Dinning. Dean Dinning is a bass player in a band called Toad the Wet Sprocket, if you're a Toad fan. I'll tell you the whole story in the song, right? I'll try and go quick, but hopefully it's interesting or entertaining. I had finished my film. It was called The Still Life, and I had a bunch of rock stars in it. I wasn't touring anymore. And I reached out to Darius through a Snake Sabo from Skid Row, actually, and Marie. Marie used to work for Doc McGee. And Darius heard my track, and he thought it was really funny. It's not that I was a huge Hootie fan. I was a really big fan of a woman named Nancy Griffith. And Darius did a song with Nancy Griffith. So he's like, so this guy works for Guns N' Roses. And he doesn't know Hootie, but doesn't, I'm not a huge Hootie fan, but loves Nancy Griffith. So he wanted to hear the song, and he liked it, and so he said he would sing it. He also, which is interesting, he knew Dean from Toad the Wet Sprocket. Hootie's very first tour was with Toad the Wet Sprocket. So the industry is a small place, right? And hopefully we all like each other. I didn't have any money, and Darius paid his own way to come out to California. He paid for the recording studio, and he recorded the track. And he let me use the track in my movie, and the song did pretty good on Christian radio. And so I appreciate Darius for being such a solid dude, man. It was really cool. And so here is a track that I wrote, and you guys can now judge me. Be a little different. I don't think I'm going to tell you whether I love or hate the track because it's mine. So it'll be a little different than the usual reaction stuff. But here's a little bit of me, right? Oh, why did I write it? I'll tell you guys after. I'll tell you why I wrote it. So last thing here is I have released my second book. It is available on Amazon. You guys can find the link in the description below if you want to check it out. It's available as a softcover, a hardcover. It's available as an audiobook with me narrating. And it's available as a Kindle if you're a Kindle reader. If you liked my first book, Memoir of a Roadie, I think you'll like this book. It's fine, right? I made it funny. All right, let's jump into this. This is me with Darius when we recorded the song. Do I still look the same, guys? I look a little older, huh? All right, let's jump into this track. You guys can tell me this time. You can be the reactors. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty mean, so you guys can be mean back. I won't hold it against you. But you should like it, damn it. Let's jump into this.
Drunk in a stupor, all alone. Drank too much and I just can't go home. I'm not ready, I'm lost in faith. Can you wake me now? And I look back and ask God how. I get my answer, drink up my son. I gave you everything, so you think you'd won. I thought you'd be so content, but with every drink you repent. Oh, with every drink you repent. So drink up, and you give up today. But I hope that you find some other way. So proud was I to create you. second rate. I never wanted you to be second rate. So shine on, shine on, shine on for me. Shine on for all that you see. As you grow older, great things will arise, and you'll finally see why you're my blessed prize. You'll finally see why you're my blessed prize. Your eyes may not see it, they don't see it today, but it takes time to find your way. When you find it, you suddenly see the way that I made you is the way you should be. The way that I made you is the way you should be.
Okay, so that's it. So let's go through some of the track, right? I hate the word ensue. Totally pisses me off that I use that word. I can't stand that word. So those of you that are songwriters, you have lyric, you've already laid it down. It's already been recorded. You're like, why did I use that crappy word? Ensue. What a terrible word for a song. That's one. The backing vocals is Darius as well. Actually, in the middle of the song, you can hear Dean. Remember the co-writer from Toad the Wet Sprocket? He's in the backing vocal in the middle. But at the end, it's Darius. And Darius produced this track, really. He wanted to record it the way he wanted to do it in the studio, which I'm told is how he runs the show a lot of the time. So kind of just sat back and watched him work his magic. If you see me get all excited, it's not because of my great writing. It's because of his performance. I love where he says, "my child." I love that. He sings it so, I don't know, the way he says it is so awesome. And the way he flows his voice like a roller coaster. He's such a wonderful performer. He knows how to sing, which is why Darius is so successful in multiple genres. Why did he become such a massive country singer? And it's because he's such a wonderful singer, This guy worked his butt off, too, by the way, Hootie and the Blowfish was not an overnight hit. Actually, it kind of was. Like, they sold a bazillion records. The top 10 best-selling album in history is Hootie and the Blowfish. But they worked for like 10 years being a house band before finding any success. So why did I write this track, right? How did it start? And how it started was... I did write most of the screenplay for The Still Life, my film, while touring with Stone Temple Pilots. And so I wrote it. It's about a guy who paints a painting. He destroys it. He passes out drunk. The art critic likes the destroyed painting, and they create an art movement called Destructionism. But the guy finds it hard to put his creativity into his product, knowing he's got to destroy it for critical acclaim, right? And so Jonathan Davis from Korn's in the movie, Josh Todd from Buck Cherry, and a whole bunch of Rockstar guys. And so the film talks heavily about drinking and whatnot. While I toured, especially with the Cranberries, I drank excessively. I do drink. I will have a beer with you guys, but I won't get drunk. And so when I wrote this track, I was drinking a lot. So that's why the subject matter is the way it is. I was trying to maybe... I wanted more for my life. I was trying to find reason. And I was at a friend's house. Her and I were playing drinking games. And her boyfriend came home and was a friend of mine as well. And they went into their bedroom. And they were busy. And I was too drunk to drive home. Drunk in a stupor, all alone. Drank too much, just can't drive home. I couldn't drive home. I was too drunk to go anywhere. And I felt like bad, I could hear them in their room doing their thing, and I'm sitting there in the kitchen feeling like a jackass, and I was too wasted to go anywhere. So I just kind of sat there. So I wrote this song. Sorry to be so sad, right? Oh, poor Joel Roadie. Poor Joel Roadie. Life wasn't all that bad. But I wrote the song on a napkin. And the lyrics didn't change, actually. They stayed the same. And I gave the napkin to Dean. And Dean, he really liked the track. And so that's why we put this together. And I appreciate both Dean and Darius for making it happen. So I just wanted to share with you guys my story on my track. And, now when I say songs suck or whatever, you could be like, yeah, dude, well, ensue is a crappy word in a song, man. And I'll say, you're right. And so anyway, there you go, guys. I do appreciate you. I say that in mostly every podcast because it's true. But our songs, our stories are important. I was telling a friend, I have to say, everything in life is a chapter in a book. I like writing my books, right? I think my books are like my best thing I write. They're better than songs or whatever. For me, is what I'm better at. Sucks because it takes so long to write a book. But I say that every person's a character in a book, and chapters in a book are interesting. And I've changed it. It's not chapters. It's pages. And it's because life is short, guys. A page in a book is a big thing. A chapter in a book could be a whole lifetime. So enjoy your life and appreciate those pages. Sorry to be preachy with you guys. I won't do it on the next podcast. But, love music and love yourselves. I appreciate all of you. I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Thank you very much. Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.